We acknowledge the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people. We offer our respects to elders, to the elders of the traditional land, both past and present. Can I start by acknowledging Nicola, Roxon and her husband, Michael Ferris, former member for Jelly Brand, Ralph Willis and his wife Carol, former premiers Rax and Kerner, the member for Williamstown, Wade Noonan, the member for Altona, Jill Hennessy, the member for Yannin, Danielle Green, the member for Narrabri Northwood, Danellen, the member for Keilor, Natalie Hutchins, the member for Nidri, Ben Carroll, Ben Davis from the Australian Workers Union, comrades from the National Union of Workers, and Louise Percy from the CPSU. The ALP candidate for Jelly Brand, Tim Watts, former member for Bruce Will will join us shortly, and councillors Michael Clark and Martin Zachariah. Also, can I acknowledge the staff, Humby, April, Fiona and Andrew who are here tonight. Welcome to Footscray and welcome to the election of Jelly Brand. On behalf of the Arrowville branch, we welcome you and we thank you for your support tonight for the tribute dinner and also for Tim Watts' major fundraiser for the election in September. Tonight, unlike many of these traditional ALP people have gone to, we're going to have two speeches and a short presentation, so we're not going to inundate you with speeches. Nicola, we'd just like to take something very, very quickly on behalf of the branch. We don't want to be on the guests to speak on behalf of the branch, but I did just want to say thank you for your 15 years of service. You've been a fantastic local member of Parliament and a fantastic minister in the run of the Gillard government, and we're very proud of you when you're away from the electorate representing us. Tim will talk a little bit later on about some of the achievements. Tim's just came in, you've got a big round of applause to him. Tim's wearing a red tie tonight, I'm wearing a blue tie. I think just three things I wanted to mention in terms of local achievements for our community. We'll go through some more tonight, but the three key things that I think you've delivered as our local member of Parliament is money to expand obviously the ring road, which is a major arterial for us out here in the west. $3.2 billion for the regional rail, which is going to free up capacity on the Sunbury and the Werribee and Williamstown Labour line, which is really important for our community. And I think anyone who has a kid out here in a high school or a public primary school is very grateful for the money that's gone into improving our schools right across the electorate. I think in excess of $40 million in schools across the electorate. So Nicola, your legacy is one that we're proud of. You retire with our very best wishes, and we look forward to maintaining a friendship with you. So thank you very much for your service. I'd now like to welcome Corinne Grant, who I think needs any introduction, to the stage to kick off the first of our presentations. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Mark, and thank you very much to Nicola for having me here tonight. It's a real honour to be asked to MC this evening. Nicola is someone that I've always admired. As a politician, she's always been so graceful, and that's not something you see an awful lot of in politics these days. And with Nicola's ability to stay calm and stay polite and simply answer the question whenever she's on Q&A or any of those other programs is something that I've always admired. And your achievements in the 15 years that you've been a member has been absolutely extraordinary. As a member in opposition and in Parliament, and Tim, you have some really big shoes to fill. This is a fundraiser for Tim tonight as well for his campaign, so don't forget to buy raffle tickets. Wouldn't be an ALP fundraiser unless someone was asking for cash. There you go, just asking for cash. I'd also like to make an apology this evening. The menu isn't quite as planned. I was in charge of the menu. I'm sorry, I have written some beautiful menus out for everybody. They're written in Comic Sans, they were quite lovely. I just overshot it a little bit. I wanted to do brains, rough, and I just couldn't find it. It's possible to make an comedy joke Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a wonderful trip down memory lane for you now. We're going to get cracking along with one of our first of our video presentations this evening, showing some of the highlights of Nicola's time before she became a member, the pre-selection and her opposition years. So let's crack away with that. Okay, it wouldn't have been a Jelly Brand pre-selection if there wasn't a controversy and a Melbourne Cup field, 7th in the case of Jelly Brand in 1997. In late 1997, a delayed Jelly Brand pre-selection saw 30-year-old Nicola Roxon rise up through the field to become the ALP pre-selected candidate for the plum seat of Jelly Brand. Back then, pre-selection was reported in the media rather than commented on by what we see these days. The newspapers at the time were far calmer than in recent time. Lawyer to run for safe seat. Lawyer, the front runner. Kerner's list set the age. Nicola's campaign has become the first female member for Jelly Brand and its 50-year history used the slogan, "You deserve better than the Howard government." And well, long-standing MP for Jelly Brand, who occupied the seat for 26 years, had this to say about Nicola. Candidates as Nicola's colour and compassion will ensure job creation, job security, universal healthcare and quality education for our children that are treated as basic rights for all Australians. Nicola will become the new face of Melbourne's West, using her local connections as an MUW union official. Nicola understood firsthand the need to be industrial in the West. Her first campaign centred itself on basic labour principles. Jobs, then and now, Labor's top priority. A fairer tax system, then and now, a Labor priority. Caring for the community, then and now, a Labor priority. Nicola told the community why she would be a strong representative for them. She was a Western Suburbs union organiser who understood how to fight for job security and wages. She was a senior industrial lawyer and former top law graduate from Melbourne University and a local resident from Yarraville. Nicola was elected to the seat of Jelly Brand on October 3, 1998. Nicola made her first speech to the Parliament on November 11, 1998, Remembrance Day.
I'm certainly extremely proud to be here today. I'm not sure that my heart will be racing quite as much next time the bells are ringing as they did this morning. But I'm proud to be here in this house as the member for Jelly Brand, covering Melbourne's inner western suburbs. Since its creation in 1948, Jelly Brand has only ever returned Labor members. It has an unashamedly proud Labor history, a strong industrial past as an engine room of the city of Melbourne. It's a living, working, vibrant region. Jelly Brand has also been the first settling point for decades of migrants, from Maltese dock workers to Vietnamese shopkeepers. The social framework of my whole adult life was shaped by Labor's agenda. Labor had been in government both in Victoria and federally for most of the years of my political discovery, radically reshaping the nation by promoting multiculturalism, environmental rights, fairness before and access to the law, and reconciliation with Indigenous Australians. When Labor was making history again with the native title legislation, I was working with the Honourable Justice Mary Gordon at the High Court. It was a great honour for me to work with the first, and unfortunately at this stage only woman ever appointed to the High Court. Not only was she an inspiration to me, but I learned firsthand the value and strengths of an independent legal system. It was at this time that I was employed by the National Union of Workers as a union organiser, and this began my earliest connection with the seat of Jelly Brand. As I've said, Jelly Brand is the industrial heartland of Victoria, but it was my job to visit the many warehouses, food factories and chemical plants in this area, discussing wages, safety and training with our union members. It was a wonderful opportunity to spend time listening and learning from these people and helping to fix workplace problems. The workers that I met with and the working community of Jelly Brand were a broad cross-section, ranging from women packing foods and pharmaceuticals to forklift drivers and blueies, men working in freezers at -30°C, Macedonian abalone packers, Filipino and Scottish refinery operators. These workers were a wealth of knowledge about the world, and from one worker to another, they shared the aspirations of our region, Parliament. I am committed in the next 26 years to further pursuing our country's institutions, and hopefully we will by that time, if not well before, be a republic. I will hope that the new batch of members, or Labor of course, will not swear allegiance to the Queen, but to serving the people of Australia. I would hope that in 26 years' time, in a speech like this, it will be so unremarkable that neither the fact that I am young or a woman will even be noted. Instead, it will be a world where it's noted that I'm a lawyer or a unionist, or come from a family of strong women, or some such other personal or professional description which we may all find of interest. My parents taught me at a young age about fairness and decency, generosity, having a go and helping others. When my father died when I was 10, my mother taught me about independence and integrity. It was these values that were foundation that ultimately led me to the Labor Party, and they are the yardstick against which I continue to make my judgments today. If I can leave this House having upheld and furthered those values, I'll be very proud to have lived up to my family's hopes and aspirations.
Nicola? Are you teary already? Are you thinking you're going back to blonde? Nicola just asked if she could tell Tim Kate asked Tim if she'd change her mind. She wants to see that. I'm sure it'll be fine with that. It'll be fine. As a local MP, Nicola set about getting involved in the causes of her community. Nicola got involved in a variety of local community issues, providing enthusiasm and strong representation for the community on a number of issues. None more so than her local campaign for the Republic. Nicola held very strong views that Australia should become a republic one day. In 1999, just 1 year after being elected, Nicola embarked on a campaign to promote the Republic amongst the local community. In August 1999, Nicola held a successful Rock the Republic event in Albion. Young people from across the West were invited to take part and get involved in the Republic campaign. Then just 2 months later, Nicola brought the then party leader Kim Beazley to Williamstown to discuss the Republic with local community leaders. The yes vote prevailed in Gellibrand, although not across the country. After the 2001 election, Nicola was promoted to the Shadow Ministry as Shadow Minister for Childcare, Family Support and Youth. As Nicola was prone to say, she rolled up her sleeves and got stuck with the portfolio and the issues facing groups in that portfolio. Nicola even exchanged the business clothes for Coles name tag as part of Youth Week and stood on the checkout of Coles Footscray talking with local people as she scanned their groceries. Did you do it? I used to be a checkout chick. I used to steal Mars bars. Did you do that? You should have. Between 2001 and 2004, Nicola also served as Shadow Minister for Population and Immigration, before being moved to Shadow Attorney General and Shadow Minister, assisting the leader on the status of women by Mark Latham in the lead-up to the 2004 election. It was Nicola who developed a policy for a Children's Commissioner, something she would later implement as Attorney General in 2012. During the 2004 federal election, Nicola's worked to secure an MRI licence for the West was awarded, with Labor making an election campaign commitment if they won. Labor lost the 2004 election, despite being in a strong electoral position for much of early 2004. The local newspaper headlines said it all. Roxon vows to Babylon. Labor pains. Roxon 6 you bitch. To this day, the Western Times headline Labor pains makes Nicola wonder if the editor had a crystal ball. It was a secret at the time, but Nicola and Michael were expecting their first child. First time a journalist has ever got a cliche right. In March 2004, Nicola and Michael welcomed Rebecca into the world, with Nicola taking 3 months off while maintaining her role as Shadow Attorney General. In 2006, Nicola was appointed Shadow Minister for Health and Ageing by new Labor leader Kevin Rudd. Nicola made headlines during the 2007 federal election campaign when, on 31st of October, then Health Minister Tony Abbott, don't know if you've heard of him, arrived half an hour late for a televised debate. After apologising on behalf of the absent party to the audience of media and health industry figures, Nicola commenced a debate with herself. After the debate, Mr. Abbott got himself in trouble and showed his glass jaw when the always punctual Nicola Roxon rigged him on his tardiness. Have a look. Deliberately unpleasant to Tony Abbott for as long as they possibly can. As history reports, Labor went on to win the 2007 election under Kevin Rudd, and Nicola was appointed Commonwealth Minister for Health and Ageing. The government years will commence after